Today, we're diving into a really beautiful story by Jhumpa Lahiri called The Third and Final Continent. It makes you think about a big question. When you move to a brand new place, a stranger in a strange land, what actually makes you feel like you belong? Is it the big things like a job or a house, or could it be something much, much smaller, something you'd never expect?
So let's follow our narrator's incredible journey. It kicks off in 1964 when he leaves India with barely anything in his pocket. Then he spends 5 whole years figuring things out in London. And finally, 1969, that's the big one. A new job, a new wife, and a new life waiting for him in America. This isn't just traveling. It's about starting over completely, one continent at a time.
Okay, so first stop, London. This wasn't just a quick visit. This was 5 years of learning the ropes, of being what he calls a penniless Bengali bachelor trying to make it abroad. And really, everything he learns here sets the stage for what happens next.
So his life in London, well, it wasn't exactly glamorous. I mean, picture a super crowded house, just one chilly bathroom for everyone, and weekends just chilling in pajamas. But, what it lacked in comfort, it totally made up for in friendship. He was surrounded by other guys just like him, all sharing food, sharing music, and just sharing this experience. It wasn't lonely at all. It was a shared adventure, and that made all the difference. But London was just the first chapter. 1969 rolled around, and it turned out to be the year that changed everything. A new marriage and an amazing job offer pull him even farther from home, to his third and final continent.
So what made him pick up and move again? A job offer he just couldn't refuse? At MIT, no less. This wasn't just any job. For him, it was a ticket to a stable future, a chance to really build a life. For someone starting from scratch, this was huge. And you can see how serious he is about this new life. Even on the plane ride over, he's studying. He's not just moving countries, he's moving into a whole new version of English. A lift is now an elevator. A flask is now a thermos. It's these tiny little details that show you how much effort goes into fitting in. It's a whole new way to speak, a new way to be.
And get this, his timing is just unbelievable. He lands on July 20th, 1969, the day of the Apollo moon landing. The whole plane is cheering, someone's shouting, "God bless America," and suddenly he's dropped right into the middle of this huge American celebration that he feels no part of. I mean, from the very first moment he's in America, he's reminded that he is an outsider.
But all that excitement from the plane, it just disappears the second he steps outside. That feeling of a nation celebrating together is instantly replaced by the sound of being completely and totally alone. His first few days in Cambridge are just a masterclass in loneliness.
He ends up in this tiny little room at the YMCA. And the first thing that hits him is the noise. But it's not the friendly noise of his flatmates in London. It's this suffocating sound of car horns just blaring all the time. It's a constant, lonely racket, and there's just no escaping it. In this bubble of loneliness, his whole world just shrinks down to the absolute basics. His first meal, cornflakes. His first lesson, milk goes bad if you leave it in the sun. He starts making these tiny little routines for himself, like slicing a banana into his cereal, just to feel some sense of control. This is what it really looks like to build a life from zero. Small, quiet, one bowl of cereal at a time.
So, trying to get away from all that noise, he looks in the newspaper for a room to rent. And this simple, practical decision leads him straight to the one person who, in the most unexpected way, becomes his first real connection in America. These are literally the first words he hears from his future landlady. It's not a friendly hello, it's a loud, demanding question over the phone. And right away, you know he's about to meet a real character.
And the woman who opens the door, wow, her name is Mrs. Croft, and she looks like she's from a different century. She's tiny, incredibly old, with this fierce look on her face. He's never seen anyone quite like her. Her first words to him in person aren't, "Welcome" or "Come on in." Nope, it's an order. She immediately starts bossing him around, telling him exactly how to lock the front door. There are no warm fuzzies here, just rules. Right from the get-go, you know she's stern and very particular. And then he finds out the most unbelievable thing about her. Mrs. Croft is 103 years old. Just think about that for a second. She was born in 1866. To the narrator, this is just mind-blowing. He's not just renting a room anymore. He's living with a piece of American history.
So you've got this really stern, really old woman and this quiet, lonely young man. How on earth do they connect? Well, it's not through long, deep talks. It's through this simple, quiet little ritual that becomes the heart of their very strange friendship. Their whole relationship pretty much happens in this one routine. Every single night he comes home. He tells her, yep, the lock is secure. And then he just sits next to her on the piano bench in the hall. That's it. But in that repetition, they find this quiet comfort that somehow bridges the 70-year age gap between them.
And this is what she says to him every single night. There is an American flag on the moon. She says it like it's brand new information every time. For a woman born in a world without cars, this idea of a flag on the moon is just magnificent. And every night, he agrees with her. Yes, it is splendid.
And he thinks about this, you know? He's not her son. He's just her tenant. He doesn't owe her anything more than his rent money. And yet, he stays. He sits with her. He realizes that for this old, lonely woman, his just being there on that bench means everything. And here's where it all clicks into place for him. Much later, he realizes something huge. Mrs. Crofts was the first life he had ever really admired in America. Not some famous scientist at his work, but this cranky, ancient woman. In just 6 short weeks, their little piano bench ritual had given him the one thing he needed most, a real connection, an anchor in his new world. So the story really leaves us wondering, doesn't it? Maybe feeling at home in a new place isn't about the big milestones after all. Maybe it's found in the smallest, simplest things we do over and over again. Like sitting with a stranger on a piano bench and agreeing, night after night, that a flag on the moon is a truly splendid thing. How do these simple acts build our most meaningful connections?